Hello everybody, so welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing my mid-year flip through, which I'm not excited because I have so many binders to go through. So yeah, if you're new here, you're going to see all the people that I collect and what I collect. So yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so we're first starting with this binder. This binder has been through so much, but I eventually just kept it for the collections that I don't collect. Like, I don't collect the person anymore, want to collect them. So I just have, it's kind of difficult, but yeah. Like, I used to collect Dahyun, but I don't collect her anymore. I don't collect unche anymore, but I kept these because somebody gifted me this unche. And then these are just two of my favorite photo cards of her. And then also Giselle. I don't collect aespa anymore, so I just kept a couple of her photo cards. And then these are like my TXT bias and my play bias. I love play. I don't think I've talked about it enough, but I love play. And then these are some extra photo cards from One Pact. From Ensign, I used to collect him, but he left. So yeah, I just have a couple of this stuff over here. So yeah, nothing much. Next up, we have this A6. So yeah, this binder is the people that I kind of collect, not really. So we have donghwa from polarix. Then we have yeosang from Ateez. As much as I love yeosang, collecting Ateez is like the bane of my existence. I don't like it. They have so much stuff, so I give up. And then we have nexz, which also is my bias, but he's extremely hard, so kind of give up. And then nine.i, it was one of my favorite groups, or new groups that came out of Boys Planet 1. Well, not came out of, but you know, they formed after. Anyways, so yeah, he was my bias and he also left, so yeah, kind of sad, but that's all we have for this binder. Okay, next up we have this extra Straykids binder. So I think I have like over 6 Straykids binders and this is one of them. Nothing has changed honestly from this binder. I don't really do much here, so I just have these dupes of Felix that I don't know why I have them. I just have them. And I have some extra like older photo cards of his. I've debated collecting more, but it's just too much for me to handle. These are some things that I won in a giveaway. Well, not giveaway, but like a raffle, so that's fun. Some of my favorite Hyunjin cards, and then these, and then some extra ones. So yeah, nothing much. I don't collect extra stuff for Straykids, so if I ever get like a trade or something, I just add it here. Okay, so next up we have this new collection. So yeah, this is like a really new collection. I still haven't worked on it that much. I still have some stuff on the way, so this is all I have for him. But yeah, I'm so excited to expand this collection. Okay. Next up we have this miscellaneous qwer binder. Basically, I collect chodan and hina from qwer. I love K-bands, so I love qwer's music. I don't know, it's just my type of music, so I collect both of them. I have everything, almost everything. I still don't have the newest era, and I'm still missing Hina's photo cards from their Discord thing, but they're impossible to find, so I only have chodan so far. And then we have Say My Name, which again, these are collections that like, I love the group, I love the music. It's just so difficult trying to collect them, so that's why I keep them in like all together. And then she's one of the hardest members to collect and Say My Name, so. And then I also wanted to collect unis, but I really couldn't commit because again, it's so difficult to find the photo cards. Yeah, I just kept these. I'm not sure if I'll collect her any further, but I just decided to keep these, so that's what we had for this binder. Okay, next up we have my Billlie collection. I think I'm complete for what I want to collect. Maybe I'll collect pops and stuff, but I don't want to outgrow this binder fast. So yeah, I have all of her photo cards and some extra pops. See, I have some extra ones, so I just kind of kept them back there. Also, something that I don't think I've mentioned, the way I store my photo cards, it's I put the newest releases at the front and the older ones on the back. And I feel like a lot of people get confused by the way I arranged the eras because it's from the newest to the oldest. So I think it's just easier for me to one, keep track, and also not like keep flipping and like damaging the pages. So yeah. Anyways, that's the A5s. Okay, next up we're doing this style binders. This is where I keep my boynexdoor and my zerobaseone collection. So basically, I don't longer collect boynexdoor and zerobaseone like that anymore. I'm up to date, kind of. I think I'm missing like 2 comebacks for each group, but I've just been debating dropping this collection of these 2 collections for a while now. It's been like maybe half a year, I don't know. But I just love boynexdoor and I love zerobaseone that I don't know if I want to fully commit. I think, again, I've said this before, but if I don't like a group's music, it just doesn't make me feel motivated to collect them, like, at all. So yeah, I don't know, for me, the latest zerobaseone and boynexdoor releases haven't been a hit for me. I don't know, I just don't like the music. So I've been debating dropping these 2 collections, but I decided just to keep it here, and maybe I will gain back the motivation, I don't know. But yeah, that's all we had for this binder. Okay, next up we have another new collection, which is my tripleS collection. So basically, I collect Lynn for all of her objects and most of her pops. Not really, I'm just collecting what I can find. I have both of her assembled, and then I'm still missing a couple of her objects, and then her unis, and then I have a couple of pops for assemble 25, and then a lot of pops for VV. So, and then some objects, or not objects, some unis for the other members. I've thought about this, and I honestly thought about collecting like 4 members, but I don't know if I want to fully commit to that. Yeah, I'm really excited to work on this collection. So anyways, this is new collection. Next up we have another new collection, which is my Itzy collection. Chaeryeong is my bias, and I've thought about collecting them, like, not fully, but collecting Chaeryeong for like years now, but I just haven't fully committed until now. I'm kind of caught up to date. I'm still missing a lot of her older eras, but I'm gonna work on this slowly because I don't want to rush myself, you know. So we have a page for Girls Will Be Girls, and then almost 1 page for Gold. I have nothing for Born to Be, and then a couple for Get Mapped Out. We have Cheshire, Checkmate, and then Guess Who. And then I just have some extra stuff for her. Again, these are like new collections, so I'm gonna be working on them slowly, just so I don't, 1, overwhelm myself, 2, lose interest, because I come to realize that if I collect everything for one person like fast, it just makes me lose my motivation to collect them further. So yeah, I'm also not collecting her fully because that's another thing that makes me lose motivation, like complete a whole template. It's like overwhelming. So yeah, that's all we have for Chaeryeong so far. Next up we have another addition to my mini already Felix binders, but I don't know why I have this binder, if I'm being honest. You can tell that I love this concept a lot, so yeah. So basically I decided to put his like selfies, like merch stuff together. I don't know, honestly I could not tell you why. I feel like it's really overwhelming for me too. They drop a lot of photo cards for their merch cards, so like Straykids drop so much stuff for their merch that's like, it's overwhelming, and I try to collect everything, but it's kind of difficult to do that. So if I combine it into a 4-pack, I feel like maybe it will motivate me to collect more. I don't know, but yeah, I decided to move them here. Like, see, this looks better than what it looks like on my A4, you know. So yeah, this is just like season's greetings, fan clubs, all of that. That's all we have for this new binder. Okay, I don't think I've shown this binder in like a full video, but pretty much, as you know, Drippin is one of my ults, so I specifically bought a 3-inch binder for them, but I don't even know. I think I'm gonna archive this collection, if I'm being honest. I'm really sad. I don't know if I'm gonna back collect, I don't know, but yeah, basically I just have my OT6 Drippin collection here, which I'm so proud of. I mainly have stuff from the weekend, which was like the last era that we might get. I don't know. There's so much going on with Drippin that I don't even know. I don't know. So it makes me so sad. But I was really excited to put it in this type of layout because I really didn't like the A4 layout that I had them in. it makes me so sad. I don't think I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe I'll put some other group in here. I don't know. But yeah, I have so much for the weekend. A bunch of pops. They're so cute. And then we move on to Beautiful Maze, which was the era that I kind of got into them more seriously. Maybe I collect more sets. I don't know. Just seeing this collection makes me so sad. And then we just have some random units back here. I don't know what's gonna happen, honestly. Again, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they continue being a group. I have my hopes up, you know, because of course I want them to stay together, but we'll never know. But yeah, that's all we have for this binder. Next up we have my other Felix merch binder, which again, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this binder, for being honest. Like, these are just layouts that I kind of don't want to put in before, like, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. So this is all his specific stuff, and then I collect some Japanese Polaroids. I don't know, I love these for some reason. And then his specific stuff, and then some random like merch stuff, and then some Polaroids, which, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think, I don't know, honestly. Maybe I just keep it like this. That's all we had for this. Next up we have my BA / Close Your Eyes collection. So basically, Miwook is my bias. I first started standing BA first, and then of course he got into Close Your Eyes, so of course I'm gonna try collecting him. Maybe not fully like I wanted to, but yeah, this is like what I have so far for Close Your Eyes. Not a lot. And then I unboxed one other like album thingies, so I have a full set. And then I just have some merch stuff for him. This is the last stuff that he did with BA, so kind of sad. And then I just have some pops, more pops. And then Hano and Miwook are both my biases in BA, so I just hit this page. And then we just have more, like, we have, I think these are peak time photo cards, yes. So I just have some peak time photo cards, and then more peak time photo cards, and then we just have some OT sets. BA also became one of my favorite groups, and I want Miwook and Hano to come back so bad. I mean, Hano technically stayed in the group, but he's also not there at the same time. I don't know, but yeah. I don't have that much for him yet. Maybe in the future you will see more stuff. I don't know. That's all we have for this binder. And then we have my Minseoh binder, which is my bias from Drippin. And for him, I collect a lot of his pops, mainly what I can find. So yeah, these are some pops from the weekend, which I recently stored. So yeah. And then I have so much for Beautiful Maze, because again, that was the era that got me into them. So I went a little ham on his pops, but I don't really care because they're so cute. So yeah, I kind of took a break from collecting him, but I'm gonna maybe back collect some of his stuff. I don't know yet. So yeah, this is Seven Sins. I love Seven Sins. I think this album is one of my favorites. And then this is just merch stuff, and then I have an OT7 set. I also recently like revamped his collection because I don't know, I got my motivation to collect Drippin again. Anyways, that's all we have for this. Okay, so next up we have my Kpop collection. So yeah, I have a lot of his stuff. Of course, I don't have everything on hand because I joined a bunch of girls, but here's what I have so far. So for their debut, I have a couple of his pops and most of his broadcasts. Not really. Well, I have them all. I just don't have them on hand. So yeah. Very cute. So yeah, these are just some stuff that I recently stored. So, and then we move on to the second mini album. I don't have much because I haven't done any progress. And then I just have, so I have 3 biases in kickflip. So basically I have debated collecting OT7, but I don't want to fully commit yet. So donghwa is my bias record. So literally I put all of these besides like one of them, which I traded. Insane. So I just kept them. And then we have the, I call it the Nemo version because it is, but it's called something. I think it's called the trainee version. So there's that. And then the pop, I'm gonna collect pop sets. So I'm gonna collect them for every era. this is the progress that I have for the new era. And then these are the concept photos that came with the album, the newer version, my bad. So I just kept them back here. Again, I don't have everything, and I don't usually set up for comebacks. I set up on my like iPad just because I'm more of a visual like learner. If I don't see how they look visually, like I go insane because I'm like, where is that supposed to go? So yeah, enough of that. That's all we have for this collection. Next up we have the boys collection, which I collect new. Anyway, so for new, I collect most of his album photo cards. As you can see, I'm caught up with everything. So we have Unexpected, and then we have Trigger, then we have Love Letter, Fantasy something, Part 3. Fantasy Part 3, and then Part 2. Anyways, here's the rest. Or no, this is Fantasy Part 1. So yeah, and then Fantasy Part 2, Part 1 again, and then we move on to Be Awake, and then we move on to Whisper, and then Maverick, and then Thrilling. I forgot the name of the album. The Stealer. Oh my god, I always forget the names. And then I just have some of his pops. I don't collect everything for him, but I collect some of his pops. So yeah, here we have more pops. Again, these blank spaces, I technically bought them, but I don't think I will ever get them, if I'm being honest. But anyways, so we have all of those. And then this is the some Japanese releases. And then more merch. Love this collection. Next up we have Xikers, which I collect Hyuna. Okay, so for Hyuna, I kind of collect almost everything. So yeah, first page is these are like merch cards. I know that. And then these are the signed photo cards that you got in their first tour. So I have those. Anyways, we have this page for Spur. And then some merch stuff. And then move on to Watch Out, which I have so much for. So I have a bunch of his pops. I talk about the story so many times, but basically I literally, okay, so whenever it was a first tour, like you could take a picture with, you know, all the members, and for some odd reason I was the first person in line, and because of that I got to say hi to them, like, you know, do the high five or whatever, the high touch. Even though I blacked out, I remember specifically when it was, I think Minjae was at the end, and Minjae's my bias wrecker, you know. So basically, since I was the first one and he was at the very end, all I remember is him holding my hand. Like I don't remember if they said that we're not supposed to do that, but like I just did this and he grabbed my hand. I remember that vividly, and I still think about it to this day. Like, that was crazy. So yeah, that was like such a like good memory for me, I guess. Anyways, this is trial and error. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff for Hyuna. And also, because we did take a picture, again, I was like one of the first people to even go inside. They of course they were handicapped first, which I don't mind. That's completely fine. And honestly, it kind of worked out in my favor because Hyuna was kind of at the end. So the way, like, I remember grabbing my boyfriend, because my boyfriend was there too, like basically grabbed him so I could get in front of him, because that was like the last seat where Hyuna was standing. So anyways, let me keep going through. But basically, I remember, well, I don't remember, honestly I don't remember, but I remember when we were about to take a picture, they were taking a long time trying to set up the camera or whatever. We had like 2 to 3 minutes talking to them. I remember talking to Hunter because we were talking about the weather, and then last minute I asked Hyuna if he could do a heart with me. And again, I don't know what came over me. I don't think I thought about talking to him. I just did it. So we did a heart together, and that's like, again, one of my like most like memorable memories that I had with him. So in conclusion, I love collecting Hyuna and I love Xikers. So yeah, I was kind of sad I wasn't able to see them this second tour, but it's fine. Anyways, moving on with some Xikers. I also collect One Pact and I collect Tag. Again, love One Pact, very underrated. So yeah, I just have a couple of his stuff. So excited for the new album. So yeah, just have him back here. I might give him his own binder because this is already full because I have so much for him. Again, if it wasn't because I have already 3 old like groups, Xikers will be one of them because I love hina so much, like you don't understand. So yeah, that's all we had for this. Okay, next up we have my Nmixx collection. Okay, so for them, I collect Hyewon, Bae, and Joohyoung for all of the album photo cards. So it's fine. I honestly, again, would love to collect Ateez for them, but I just don't have it in me. So I collect 3. So basically, Hyewon used to be my bias, but it changed to Bae. So it's Bae, Hyewon is my bias record, and then Joohyoung is also my bias record. So yeah. So yeah, I only have a couple of Bae pops. I don't have that many. I truly believe that Bae has like the cutest pops ever. And then these are just pops that I decided to keep for Hyewon. And then I just have a couple of Joohyoung stuff back here. Very cute. And then I just have some merch stuff for Bae. Again, these collections are not that big, and that's because I try to minimize buying a lot for them. Anyways, that's all we have for this binder. Okay, next up we have my 3rd old bias, which is Junhwi. And just like Felix and joohyoung, I also kind of collect everything that I can. So as you can see, I haven't made any progress because I'm waiting for ghost stuff to arrive. So we don't have anything for Beautiful Mind yet. And then we move on to Live and Fall. So yeah, I mainly have all of his pops, kind of, not really. They drop so many merch items, which I don't have everything for. Then we have Troubleshooting. Then we have Lifelock. all these names are kind of similar, so I forget. And I know this is Deathlock. So yeah, Deathlock, and then Overload. And then these are Hello World, yeah. So for Extra Heroes, I've been standing since debut, so that's why I have so much for him. And then Gunno is my bias record, so that's why I have him here. And then this is where I have all of his merch stuff. Again, they drop so much, I can't keep up. It's a whole thing. So we have a lot, and then more merch stuff. And then the light stick, I'm so excited about that. Then more merch stuff. And then this is the fan club, their first fan club. So of course I got it. So I just have a Ateez set back here. And then the IDs. And then these are just units that I don't collect units anymore, but you know, I kept them back here. And I would love to collect all of the members, but I just don't have it in me. I don't have the patience to do that anymore. So anyways, that's all we have for this. So lastly, we just have my mini Straykids binder. This first start with my Felix non-album binder. Okay, so if you didn't know, which I don't make it obvious at all, Felix is my bias, and he's like my ultra volt. I love Felix so much. I've been standing Straykids since 2020, so it's been 5 years. I'm very proud to say that. So anyways, we first start with Hop. So we have Hop. So all the missing spots, I got it. Unless it has a black filler, that means I don't have it. But white ones means I have it, it's just on a go. Okay, then we move on to 8. Which again, I'm missing so much, but I have them in ghost. And then Rockstar, which is my favorite era because he had blue hair. Yeah. And then more Rockstar, and then move on to 5-star. Anyways. So yeah. And then Maxident. Oh my god, I forgot. Maxident. Ordinary. And then this is like, I don't collect everything for Felix again. So I don't collect his in-life stuff. I don't collect all of his No Easy stuff. I don't collect his Christmas Evil stuff because it's kind of difficult. So these were lucky finds, honestly. And that's all for my Felix non-album stuff. Again, I don't have everything, but I have most of his stuff. And I'm very content with my collection. So yeah, that's all we have for this one. Okay, next up we have my OT. I technically could call this my OT7 binder, and you will see why. Okay, so basically I collect OTA for the Apple Music Target and like seasons greetings and fan clubs and all of that. But since Felix has his own binder, I kind of just do OT7. So yeah, so this is Hop for Apple Music, and then this is I forgot to put fillers. So this is Apple Music for 8, and then Rockstar, Apple Music, Accident. So we have no easy. So then we move on to Target. So we have Pop, 8, Rockstar, 5-star, Accident, Ordinary, and that's it. And then we have, this is Season's Greetings, right? Yeah, so we have this one. Again, I have Felix in his own binder, so this is a fan club, yeah. And then the IDs, and I recently added these here because I had no place to put them, so I just have like units back here. And then Rockstar, and then the Ordinary ones. This is for Noisy, and then the limited photo cards for Noisy. And then we have some IPs, and then more unit cards. So yeah, again, I don't collect everything for Straykids. If I could, I would, but I just collect what makes me happy. Honestly, I just collect what makes me happy and what I want. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this binder. Lastly, we have one of my biggest, heaviest, and oldest binder to date, and that is my Straykids OTA collection. Since I've been collecting Straykids for so long, I have so much other stuff, and this is not even like everything. Like, I don't collect everything for Straykids. You'll see why. If you see a random filler, that means that I have a Felix. I just have him in another binder. So this, I have everything that I wanted to collect for Hop. Again, I don't collect everything because I don't want to put myself through that, honestly. The thought of collecting everything and like just everything for like Straykids OTA will make me probably insane. So I just recently found out that I've been missing this Sunman's and I can't find them anywhere. So anyways, so we have 8, and then Rockstar, and then we have 5-star, yeah. Anyways, 5-star, and then Accident, which again, I don't have everything. That's fine, you know. And then we have Ordinary. Honestly, my favorite set of photo cards. And then we have Christmas Evil. I am so glad that I got these when the era was happening, because if I would have collected OT8 Straykids later, these would have been so hard to find. Honestly, this is specifically this Han. I think I pulled this one. I don't remember. Anyways. And then we have No Easy, which, yeah, I have like 6 of these. Don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. I love blue hair Felix. So yeah, we have No Easy. Oh my god, these jewel cases photo cards. Again, I think this was the first time they did like jewel case or like, you know, anything like that. So these were really hard to find. So, and then we have In Life. And then we have Go Live, which is the last era that I collect. Okay, I think I've said this before, but basically I only collect Straykids from when I started sending them. So I'm not gonna collect any, I'm not gonna back collect. Honestly, I thought about doing that, but again, the thought of trying to get Hyunjin or the Lino for the older photo cards makes me just a tiny bit crazy, so I'm not gonna put myself through that. So yeah, that is it. Again, I think I recently, since I downsized, you know, the people that I collect, I'm happy with the amount of groups I collect. I don't know, even though I'm missing some. So yeah, that was all of my collections. Again, nothing, I haven't changed much of my collections. I kind of just kept everything that I've, you know, been collecting. Sorry for the very fast video. I just knew this video was probably gonna be too long, and I didn't want to have like to edit like 50 minutes of this. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what changes throughout the year. Thank you again so much for watching. I'm very happy to share my K-pop journey with y'all, even though I think it's only been like 6 months since I started filming. I'm so happy for everyone that has ever, you know, liked my videos, commented, subscribed. I'm incredibly grateful. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you again so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.